Let us start isocyanates. Isocyanates naming we will see. Isocyanates will take a CH3NC. Isocyanate will take CH3NC. This name we will say. This CH3 is called this. Okay, we will write a CH3. NC we will write like this. NC we have written. This CH3 is called methyl. This CH3 is called what means methyl. This NC is called isocyanate. This NC is called isocyanate. Therefore, its common name is methyl isocyanide. Methyl isocyanide we can say. So, next another name is what means this methyl we can say. This isocyanide is also called, this isocyanide is also called carbylamine. Isocyanide is also called carbylamine. Therefore, it is called methyl carbylamine we can say. Next, we will see its corresponding cyanide. We will take corresponding cyanide. This on hydrolysis gives acetic acid. This name is what means acetic acid. From this acetic acid, you take this acet. That acet word you take acet. Then this isonite, this acet word we have written. Then IUPAC name, what means isonitrile. Isonitrile. Then in between this acet and isonitrile include O. So acetoisonitrile. Acetoisonitrile is the name for this CH3NC. Sorry, okay. We'll take another compound. Now C2H5NC. C2H5NC will take. Now C2H5 is called ethyl. C2H5 is called ethyl. NC is called isocyanate. NC is called isocyanate. Then we will write ethyl acetate. Isocyanate, another name is carbylamine. Isocyanate, another name is carbylamine. Sir, okay. Next, this corresponding cyanide you take, corresponding carboxylic acid you take, that name is propionic acid. Propionic acid, that we will take. Then we will include isonitrile. Isonitrile. In between them, write O. Propioisonitrile. Propioisonitrile is a name. Okay. Next, we will take a C6H5. C6H5NC. C6H5NC will take. Now, this C6H5. This C6H5 is called phenyl. C6H5 is called phenyl. This NC is called isocyanide. So, phenyl isocyanide we can say. Then we can say this phenyl isocyanide is nothing but carbylamine. Carbylamine. Phenyl carbylamine we can say. For this compound name is phenyl carbylamine. Sir. Now we'll see preparation of isocyanates. Preparation of isocyanates will take. Now we'll take alkyl halide. We are taking alkyl halide. To this we are adding alcoholic AgCN. We are adding alcoholic AgCN. What is the compound we are getting in the sense? One compound is RCN, that is cyanide. Cyanide is a minor product. Another compound is what means isocyanide. Isocyanide is a major product. Isocyanide is a major product. Then silver and halogen combines to give silver halide. So, now we will see regarding this mechanism. We will see AgCN. AgCN we can write like this. AgCN we can write like this. So, now Rx. This Rx we can write like this. Rx. Now how the reaction is possible? We will see. This nitrogen is attacking this R. This is going away. Therefore, this bond is shifting. So that we are getting isocyanide. We are getting isocyanide. So, next possibility. This AgCN between carbon and nitrogen triple bond. Now alkyl halide will take. Now the bond shift is so and so. This bond is shifting to this. Then it is attacking this R. Then halogen is shifting. Then we are getting a cyanide. Then we are getting cyanide. So, in this AgCN, this bond is called a covalent bond. This bond is covalent bond. So like this shift is difficult when compared to like this shift. Therefore like this uh, shifting, like this electron pair shifting is possible to more extent when compared to this. Therefore isocyanide is major product when compared to cyanide. Okay, therefore in the place of alcoholic AgCN, if you take NaNO2, what will happen, that we'll see. Now Rx plus alcoholic NaNO2, otherwise KNO2, that if you take, what we will get, we will get here NaNO2, not here, mistake is there, NaCN, NaCN will take NaCN. Now RCN and RNC. CN is the major product, NC is the minor product, NC is minor product. Okay, why is it so? We'll see. NaCN we can write Na plus Cn minus. So Cn minus we can write it as C triple bond N. Nitrogen is having one lone pair, carbon is having one lone pair, negative charge is with carbon. Okay, now we'll take alkyl halide Rx. So now attacking, we'll see this carbon is attacking this and this is shifting, so we are getting cyanide. Next possibility we'll see. Next possibility, alkyl halide we are taking. Now we'll consider nitrogen is attacking, this bond is shifting, so we are getting isocyanide. Now which shift is more extent? Since it is having negative charge, this is making bond with R group is more extent when compared to this. Therefore cyanide is major, cyanide is major, it is more extent, therefore cyanide is major, we can say. So if you take alcoholic AgCN, if you take alcoholic AgCN, isocyanide is major. If you take alcoholic NaCN, cyanide is the major. Sir, next preparation, we'll go for next preparation. Primary amines, either aliphatic or aromatic. To this add chloroform, to this we are adding chloroform, and alcoholic KOH, alcoholic KOH, what we will get in the sense isocyanide we will get isocyanide. This also called carbyl amine reaction, carbyl amine test for primary amines. So primary amines, to this add chloroform, alcoholic KOH, we are getting what product in the sense isocyanide is a product. Sir, okay. Primary amine in the sense you can take aliphatic or you can take aromatic. If you take aliphatic, suppose C2H5NH2, C2H5NH2, if you take you will get C2H5NC. Suppose if you take C6H5NH2, you will get C6H5NC. C6H5NC you are getting. Okay, so carbyl amine reaction. Carbyl amine reaction means primary amine with chloroform and alcoholic KOH gives isocyanide is the product. Sir, okay. Next we'll take a secondary amide. We'll take. Now we'll take amide. We are taking which amide in the sense secondary amide we are taking. Sir, what is the name of this? We'll see. This is R is called alkyl group. It is attached to N, so it is called N-alkyl. And this part is what, that we'll see. Now we will take, this is called formic acid. This is called formic acid. Now this one is called formamide. This is called formamide. Now in this one H is replaced by R, therefore it is a derivative of formamide. So we can say formamide here. So it is a N-alkyl formamide. To this we are adding a POCl3 and pyridine is the solvent. Pyridine is the solvent. Pyridine is this one is a pyridine. Pyridine is the solvent and it is heated. Okay, so what is the product we are getting? That we will see here. Water molecule is leaving. Water molecule is leaving. So we are getting a isocyanide. We are getting isocyanide. POCl3 is a dehydrating agent. POCl3 is a dehydrating agent. Therefore, water molecule is leaving. So we are getting a isocyanide is the product. Sir. Next, physical properties we will see. Physical properties. Now we will take a Isocyanates are colorless liquids with intolerable smell. That means foul smell. Isocyanates are foul smell. Okay. Next, we'll see boiling point of cyanide and isocyanide. We'll see methyl cyanide. Its boiling point. Boiling point is 355 Kelvin. Isocyanide. Isocyanide CH3NC. Its boiling point is 322 Kelvin. 320 Kelvin. Cyanide is having higher boiling point. Isocyanide is having lower boiling point. What is the reason? That we'll see. Now methyl group CN we will write. CN we have written. Now electronegativity if you see like this, the dipole moment is like this. For this carbon is sp3, this carbon is sp. Okay. So now the CH3 will see. Now we will write a CH3 like this. We have written CH3 like this, and the hybridization will write this carbon is sp carbon, this carbon is sp3 carbon. Sp carbon is having high electronegativity when compared to sp3 carbon, therefore bond dipole moment is like this. Therefore net dipole moment will be added up by these two cell. Now we will see isocyanide. We will see. Now we will take a isocyanide. Isocyanide we have taken. For this we will see the dipole moment. The dipole moment for this this bond is like this. This bond is like this. So the dipole moments are cancelling to some extent. Therefore net dipole moment is low. Net dipole moment is low means low polarity. Therefore it is having lesser intermolecular force of attraction. So boiling point is low when compared to this cell. Next we will take a solubility. We will take soluble in water as well as organic solvents, in the sense organic solvents also dissolving because it is organic compound. So next chemical properties we'll see. We'll take isocyanide. To this hydrogen is added. So what we are getting, in the sense we are getting so and so. So isocyanide is converting into so and so. To this N, hydrogen is coming. To this N, hydrogen is coming. To this carbon also hydrogen is coming. So now this isocyanide we will write like this. We have written like this. First H plus is attacking. So we will get like this. First H plus is attacking this carbon. So we got like this. Then H minus is attacking. So we'll get so and so. Next H plus is attacking this. Okay, we are getting like this. Next H minus is attacking. So we are getting so and so. Okay, so this is called a reduction. So isocyanide on reduction gives secondary amine. That means N-methyl amine. This isocyanide, in this isocyanide, N becomes NH, C becomes CH3 in the reduction. So what is a reducing agent? Reducing agent is lithium aluminum hydride. Then catalytic reduction, nickel plus hydrogen. This is the reducing agent. Okay. So now if it is a methyl isocyanide in the sense the product is N will become NH, C will become CH3. Okay. Phenyl isocyanide, what is the product? This phenyl group you will write as it is. N will become NH, C will become CH3. It is a product. So okay. The reduction we have seen. Next isocyanates oxidation we'll see. Now we will take isocyanide. It is undergoing oxidation to give so and so. What is the oxidizing agent we have to take? The oxidizing agent taken is HGO. HGO is the oxidizing agent. This HGO is converting into what, in the sense mercurous oxide. It is mercuric oxide. Mercuric oxide is converting into mercurous oxide. isocyanide is converting into isocyanate. Isocyanate is converting into isocyanate. Then next oxidizing agent what we can take in the sense chlorine and dimethyl sulfoxide we can take. Dimethyl sulfoxide we can take. So this isocyanate with chlorine and dimethyl sulfoxide gives isocyanate, and we are getting so and so. Now in this compound the carbon is having 2 chlorine atoms, the carbon is having 2 chlorine atoms, both chlorine atoms attached to same carbon, therefore it is a gem dihalide. It is called gem dihalide, therefore it is called isopropylidene. This name is isopropylidene dichloride. Isopropylidene dichloride, name of this compound. So isocyanide on oxidation gives isocyanate. Sorry, what is oxidizing agent means mercuric oxide. Another one is chlorine plus dimethyl sulfoxide. Chlorine plus dimethyl sulfoxide. Then we will see hydrolysis. We will see hydrolysis. We will see. Now we will take isocyanate. It is undergoing hydrolysis in the presence of acid to give what compound in the sense RNH2 and formic acid, primary amine and carboxylic acid. So isocyanate undergoes hydrolysis to give so and so. We will see the mechanism. Isocyanate we will write like this. Isocyanate we have written like this. Now H plus is attacking this, so we are getting like this. Then water attacks. In water, oxygen is having lone pair. This oxygen is attacking this one, so this bond is shifting. So Rn, this water, here positive charge, here double bond, CH, lone pair, negative charge, here positive charge. Next, what happens means this bond is shifting, then this H is attacking. So we'll get Rn OH, here positive charge, here double bond, CH2. CH2 we are getting. If it is so. So actually we are getting what in the sense primary amine we are getting and formic acid we are getting. Isocyanate on hydrolysis gives primary amine and formic acid. That means primary amine and formic acid means water has to attack carbon but not N, isn't it? Water has to attack carbon but not N. So we'll change here. So water has to attack carbon. So water is attacking carbon like this. We will take. So we'll shift to the bond like this. Sir. So now we can write so we'll write water here. Here positive charge for nitrogen will give lone pair. Like this we will write. So next step is we'll see this bond is shifting, this H plus is attacking here. So we can write H plus comes here and OH is here. Like this we are written. So next step we'll write water attacks. Here 2 lone pairs will give. Here lone pair is attacking this carbon. This bond is shifting. So we'll get RNH. Here lone pair. Single bond CH. Here OH. Here water. Here oxygen plus charge. Next step we will write this bond is shifting, this H plus is attacking. So RNH2 plus CH OH. Next step we will see this bond shift, this bond shift. So we'll get RNH2 plus formic acid. We have to write mechanism like this to get primary amine and formic acid. Okay. So isocyanide on hydrolysis gives primary amine and formic acid cell. So isocyanide on hydrolysis gives primary amine and formic acid, we said. Okay. Now C2H5NC isocyanide on hydrolysis in acidic medium. In acidic medium gives what in the sense C2H5NH2 and formic acid, we can say. Okay, next we'll take cyanide. Cyanide undergoes hydrolysis in acidic medium to give what in the sense carboxylic acid and ammonia. Because of acidic medium, NH3 becomes NH4 plus. Cyanide can undergo hydrolysis in basic medium to give what in the sense carboxylic acid and ammonia. This carboxylic acid with OH minus gives carboxylate. So cyanide on hydrolysis in acidic medium gives carboxylic acid and ammonia. Cyanide on hydrolysis in basic medium gives carboxylate anion and ammonia. Okay, now we will take isocyanide. Isocyanide undergoes hydrolysis in acidic medium to give amine, primary amine and formic acid. Isocyanide with isocyanide undergoes hydrolysis in basic medium. Okay, so what is the product? We'll see. Now we'll see the mechanism. We will see isocyanide we have taken. First H plus is attacking this C minus, so we got this. Then water is attacking this carbon and the bond is shifting to nitrogen, and we are proceeding, we are getting a RNH2 and formic acid. So this isocyanide is undergoing hydrolysis. This hydrolysis is initiated by acidic medium. That means H plus is attacking the C minus, therefore only we got like this. Then water is attacking here, so that we proceeded and we got primary amine and carboxylic acid. Sir, what about hydrolysis in basic medium? Basic medium means OH minus. OH minus cannot attack this. OH minus can attack this, but the product is RNH2, so oxygen should not attack N. Therefore, we can say that the product indicates that it is not undergoing hydrolysis in basic medium. So in basic medium, no hydrolysis. So isocyanide does not undergo hydrolysis in basic medium, whereas cyanide undergoes hydrolysis in acidic medium as well as in basic medium. But isocyanide undergoes hydrolysis in acidic medium, but not in basic medium. Said. So isocyanide does not undergo hydrolysis in basic medium, we said. Okay, next chemical property we'll see. Isocyanide with isocyanide we are taking. Isocyanide to this Cl2 is added. We are getting product is so and so. So and so product we are getting. It is called the CH3 is called methyl. Then then we will say imino. Then we are saying carbonyl chloride. Iminocarbonyl chloride. Iminocarbonyl chloride, we say. It is the name of this. Methyl iminocarbonyl chloride. Methyl iminocarbonyl chloride is the name of this compound. Okay, now we will see the mechanism. Now the CH3N triple bond C. Carbon is having negative charge, nitrogen is having positive charge. Cl2 we will write. Each Cl is having 3 lone pairs in its Cl2 molecule. Now Cl is having vacant 3d orbital. This lone pair is attacking this. This bond is shifting. So Cl minus is leaving. So we are getting a CH3N plus triple bond CCl. Okay. Next what happens means this Cl minus is having 4 lone pairs. Cl minus left Cl minus again comes and attacks this. The bond is shifting like this. So we are getting this compound methyl iminocarbonyl chloride we are getting. So isocyanide with the Cl2 gives so and so compound. Okay. Next isocyanide with sulfur we'll see. Isocyanide will take isocyanide with the sulfur gives what compound in the sense CH3 and double bond C double bond S. It is a isothiocyanate. 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 Methyl isothiocyanate is the compound. Okay. Next reaction. Isocyanate. Isocyanate on heating gives a cyanide. Isocyanate on heating converts to what means cyanide, we can say. Next, we'll go for diazonium salts. Next, we are going for diazonium salts. Diazonium salts. Okay. Diazonium salts means N2 plus will be there. N2 plus. Diazonium formula is what means N2 plus. Diazonium formula is what means N2 plus. Therefore, we can say aromatic diazonium salts in the sense this phenyl ring. In the phenyl, instead of phenyl ring, we will write aryl group. We will write aryl group N2 plus X minus. In the aryl group, we can take a phenyl ring. We can take or ortho substituted phenyl ring, meta substituted, para substituted. Like this, we can take. Okay, aryl group in the sense. X minus in the sense in the place of X minus, what are the things we can take in the place of X minus? Cl minus, Br minus, NO3 minus, HSO4 minus, BF4 minus. Like this we can take. In the place of X minus, we can take these and all we can take. Okay. So in the place of Er, I am taking a phenyl ring. So I will take I will get so and so. I will get so and so. It is called benzene diazonium chloride. Benzene diazonium chloride, we can say. So, in the place of Er, I will take a paratoluene. Paratoluene, I am taking paratoluene. Then, in the place of X minus, I will take Cl minus. It is called paratoluene diazonium chloride. Paratoluene diazonium chloride. In the place of aryl, I will take a ortho substituted one. Ortho substituted one I am taking. It is called orthochlorobenzene diazonium chloride. Next, I will take in the place of Er, I will take meta substituted. Meta substituted will take, that is at meta position, hydroxy will take, and N plus triple bond N lone pair Br minus. Like this we will take. This is called meta hydroxy benzene diazonium bromide. Meta hydroxy benzene diazonium bromide, we can say. Meta hydroxy benzene diazonium bromide. Next, in the place of Er, we will take a para nitrophenyl. We will take. Like this we will take. N plus triple bond N, and in the place of X minus, we will take a HSO4 minus. We will take HSO4 minus. Now it is called a para-nitrobenzene diazonium bisulfate. Para-nitrobenzene diazonium bisulfate, we can say. So, now we will go for preparation of diazonium salts. Preparation of diazonium salts we will take. Okay. So, now we will take a aromatic primary amine. Aromatic primary amine will take, that is aniline. Aromatic primary amine, we have taken aniline. To this we will add a salt NaNO2. To this we will add a acid. To this we will add a acid, and we will keep temperature 0 degree Celsius to 5 degree Celsius. We will keep. So what is the product we are getting? The product is a benzene diazonium. Benzene diazonium and diazonium we got. Benzene diazonium we got. NaNO2 HX, why we added means we want HNO2 for diazodization. HNO2 is unstable, so we are taking a HNO2 in situ. HNO2 in situ. HNO2 in situ means HNO2 we are preparing in the during chemical reaction. So that we are adding NaNO2 and HX. NaNO2 and HX on mixing gives a HNO2. So when the chemical reaction is required, at that time we have to add NaNO2 and HX into the in this solution we have to add. Then the HNO2 will be produced. That goes for a diazodization with the NH2. So next preparation we will see. Next preparation is what, in the sense alcohol we are taking. For example, the alcohol is this one. To this we are adding a HNO2. To the alcohol we are adding HNO2. So what we are getting, in the sense we are getting a so and so. We are getting ONO. We are getting. Sir. To this ONO, we are adding primary amine. Aromatic primary amine we are adding, and acid we are adding, and we are keeping temperature 0 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees Celsius we are keeping. So we are getting what in the sense diazonium salt we are getting. We are getting diazonium salt we are getting. So alcohol will be reproduced, then water is produced. Okay, so and so compound we are getting. So next here temperature we provided 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Why? Because the diazonium salts are unstable, therefore we are providing very low temperature. Okay, next diazonium salts we should not keep in aqueous solution. We have to keep in aqueous solution. We should not keep in dry state. Diazonium salts we have to keep in aqueous solution only. In dry state we should not keep. In dry state, if we keep it is exploding. It undergoes explosion. It is exploding in dry state. So we have to keep this one in a aqueous solution only. Sir, these diazonium salts are soluble in water because these are ionic compounds. Then it is soluble in alcohol to less extent. Sir, next chemical properties we'll see. We'll go for chemical properties. Diazonium salts we'll take. We are taking diazonium salts. To this we will add water and it is heated. So what we are getting, what product we are getting? The product is alcohol. The product is alcohol. So what is the mechanism involved in this one? That we will see. This AR we are taking in this one, we will take one example we will take. So phenyl ring we will take. Phenyl ring. This diazonium group we will give. Now water we have written like this. In this water, oxygen is having 2 lone pairs. This lone pair is attacking this carbon. This N is leaving. So we are getting a N2 is leaving, X minus is leaving. So what we are getting in the sense this phenyl ring and this H2O plus. Then from here H plus is leaving, H plus is leaving. So we are getting this phenol we are getting. Phenol we are getting. So N2 plus is replaced by OH group by adding warm water. Set. So we are getting here phenol we got. So benzene diazonium halide gives a phenol on hydrolysis with water. Set. Here this alcohol group is there. Here diazonium group is there. This diazonium group and this alcohol, will there be any other reaction? That we'll see. Now this diazonium and alcohol. Alcohol is there. Here what happens means it is attacking this. This is it is wrong because diazonium is electrophile. So this bond will shift here. It will attack this N. This bond will shift here. So that here it is getting lone pair, double bond N, lone pair. Here positive charge, here H. 5 bonds we again. Next step is this bond shifting here. So H plus is leaving. H plus leaves. So we will get N double bond N. Here OH. Okay. So it is called coupling reaction. This coupling reaction is possible between this phenol and the diazonium group. So to avoid this coupling reaction, what we have to do means here we have to add some acid. If we add some acid, what will happen means that coupling reaction will be avoided. Otherwise, that coupling reaction will be possible. So, on adding acid, how coupling reaction is avoided? On adding acid, if you add acid, this coupling reaction is avoided, we are saying. Why is it so? On adding acid, this coupling reaction is avoided. Otherwise, this coupling reaction is possible. Why is it so? What is the reason, shall we say? Due to H plus, what will happen? Due to H plus, why like this happening? Sir. Now, this is phenol. This phenol. This phenol will be in equilibrium like this. Will be in equilibrium like this. Phenol will be in equilibrium like this. Correct? So, this is a phenol. This is a phenoxide ion. Phenoxide ion. Now, both this phenol will be in equilibrium like this. This phenoxide ion, this O minus is showing plus R effect with the phenyl ring. In the phenol, this OH group oxygen shows plus R effect with the phenyl ring. Here plus R effect possible, here also plus R effect possible. Where magnitude is high means here magnitude is high, here magnitude is low because it is minus charge. So it is activating the phenyl ring to higher extent when compared to this one. In the presence of acidic medium, the equilibrium moves almost this side, left side. Therefore, diazonium is not attacking this phenol easily. In the absence of acidic medium, diazonium is attacking easily phenol. Why? Because phenol is in resonance with phenol and phenoxide are on equilibrium. This phenoxide is activating the phenyl ring. Therefore, so phenoxide O minus is activating the phenyl ring. Therefore, diazonium easily attacking this position. In the presence of acidic medium, equilibrium shifting towards the left side. Therefore, diazonium is not attacking this phenylic carbon, this carbon. So, okay. Therefore, so this diazonium salts on warming with water gives phenols, but these phenols undergoing coupling reaction with the diazonium group to give azo compounds, azobenzene. To avoid that, we have to add acidic medium. If we add acidic medium, this diazonium is not going for a coupling with this phenols. So acid, therefore we will take here dilute sulfuric acid, we will take here. So we are taking dilute sulfuric acid. Sir, we'll go for next reaction. Now we will take diazonium salts. Diazonium salts we have taken. To this, what is added means H3PO2 is added. H3PO2. So on adding H3PO2, what is the result in the sense so and so we are getting. So and so we are getting. Here H we are getting. Okay. So plus N2 plus H3PO3, H3PO3 plus HX. So X minus is moving out as HX. This H3PO2 is converting into H3PO3. This N2 plus is leaving as N2. Then this is becoming a arene. It is becoming arene. So the N2 plus is replaced by what means this hydrogen cell. Now we will see this H3PO2. In this H3PO2, phosphorus is there and 2 oxygens and 3 hydrogen atoms are there. So 3 hydrogen atoms present. 3 hydrogen atoms. Phosphorus comes under a 5th A group. Therefore, its valency shell contains 5 electrons. Therefore, it is making 5 bonds. It is making 5 bonds. Oxygen making 2 bonds. This H3PO2 is a monobasic acid. Therefore, in this one OH group will be there. One OH group will be there. Now, this hydrogen electronegativity 2.1, phosphorus electronegativity 2.1, both are having same electronegativity. Therefore, this bond is non-polar bond. Therefore, this hydrogen is not acidic hydrogen. Similarly, this is also not acidic hydrogen. Now, this phosphorus oxidation number is +1. Therefore, it can undergo oxidation. Therefore, it can act as a reducing agent. Therefore, this hydrogen is reducing. It is responsible for reduction. So, this phosphorus is supplying this hydrogen. This hydrogen is reducing this. Therefore, it is converting into so and so. So, it